Now, before you go watch my broadcast, I would highly suggest you turn your voice do not allow at the moment, because otherwise you will hear yourself through the broadcast while talking to me.
I actually have my exam set to voice only right now, so
Alrighty. So, I kind of cheated a little bit. When I first started playing this, turned up my XP multiplier, so I'm able to get building right off the bat. Now, if you're to play this legitly, it takes you a long time to level up. Not to mention the stats, like say, for example, that rock, I just got over 106 flint from. I turned the most you want to turn your harvesting rate up to is 13. You go higher than that, someone gets on a big dino, it's gonna lag your game really bad. Couldn't even freeze it. They did that to me. My system crashed because of that. More of it froze me. So even still, with it that high, if I get on my this thing's called an Ankleo. Don't ask me what the precise name of it is. This thing collects iron, stone, flint, per se, metal. Primitive Plus, it's called iron, to be more precise. I'm gonna show you what happens when you turn up your rates, real quick.
yeah, that thing looks so funny when you ride it.
I've increased the speed on it. Now, if another player was on this, and I was not, and they were harvesting like I am, caused me to lag majorly. Never ever fuck with the goddamn oxygen rate. As you saw, I went flying. I did that on one map, went all the way to the backside. As you can see, in about 5 seconds, I just went flying clean up over that ridge, which you wouldn't have been able to do while walking.
Jeez, crazy.
Don't fuck with the dino's stats for oxygen. Bad juju. I would only suggest messing with your oxygen for yourself, so you don't have to have scuba gear while swimming underwater. Not to mention the goggles. Fuck with your vision. No full screen TV.
Oh, so it's kind of like your pumpkin on Minecraft.
Uh-huh. When it turns daytime, I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but I'm pulling up my options. You know how Minecraft has gamma as well?
Yeah.
If you turn that back down to about like that, that's real life. Now, when it gets night, you won't be able to see shit. What I did was I turned that all the way up, so I don't have to right now wear anything except maybe a torch. I'll show you the giant squid they added into the game not too long ago.
I'm not gonna lie, the gameplay trailers don't do this game justice. 'Cause that's what kind of turned me off about this game was the way the graphics looked on the gameplay trailer on like the PSN store. I didn't think it looked that good, but like on here it looks way better.
Yeah, this squid, if you're playing legitly and it gets a hold of you, you're dead.
God, a big squid.
Yeah, as far as... This is the only map I've found it on. going in the deep parts on the, I'll pull up the map for a second, on the far right side of the map. That map is not scaled right. It was a mod brought into the game for PS4 and Xbox before PC. PC was the first console that had this game. So they're dragons, they're lightning wyverns. Some of them have feathers, some of them don't. They look extremely weird. There is Bigfoot on this game, per se. There is a bigger T-Rex called a Giga. I believe it's called a Giganotosaurus.
Giganotosaurus.
That's what
So
they
it's
call
not
it.
a sword? No. Oh,
It's bigger than the Rex. Okay?
look at that thing, Haley.
This thing playing
Right.
legitly, if you ran across it and you did not have the right gear and shit, would eat you.
Oh, I'm sure it would.
This thing. When I was playing legitly, this fucker ate me non-stop. I could not get inside my house. I didn't have a ceiling at the time. And so I almost rage quit till I started fucking with the stats and shit. When I tamed this thing, it was level 100. I've got my difficulty set to the max. I've turned up dino damage for wild dinos. I did have it at 0% to kind of fool around and get used to the game. But now that I'm kind of used to the game, I've turned it up some. Not too much. I need to turn it up to 1.0, but not at the moment. Still getting used to the game and how the game's set up and shit. Like Minecraft, you have to cook food. Otherwise, if you eat too much of it, you'll die from it. However, on Minecraft, you won't die from it necessarily. There is PvP if you choose not to set it up that way. What PvP allows you to do is if you have a random player join your server, he figures out your password if they fix that. You can kill him non-stop and have to sit there and look at him.
It's a big crocodile alligator thing.
That one I showed you, the one with the fucked up shit on his nose, that fucker, will grab onto you and won't let go of you unless you kill it. The Sarco, grab onto you, won't let go either unless you kill it. There are things on this game that will grab you, and you're gonna have to kill it to get away from it. There is no way of getting out of its grasp like you could in real life if you damaged it. These things will grab onto you and eat you. They won't let go. They did not put into the game where if you hit them enough times, they'll let go of you. I'm gonna show you my, the Megalodon. Not as big as the real deal, but it's up there. It's more of the size of a great white if you had to ask me. Don't know why they didn't make it bigger than that. I'm assuming because it's a video game. All they would have had to do is build it, scale it bigger, 3D wise, and then set up the algorithm. You know those compies on Jurassic Park?
Yeah, I think so.
You know how there was always a group of them? Well, if you see one of them, you might
Yeah.
as well kill it, because more are gonna just pop up, come right next to it, and then you're gonna get eaten. I won't necessarily have to worry about that with my health. I'll show you what my health looks like. Basically, what I did was I turned up my character rate so I can increase my health to quite a bit. My stamina up quite a bit. My oxygen didn't really fuck with the food. I messed with the weight, left the damage in the movements. Well, I turned the movement speed where I could increase it to about 15 per level up, and I turned up my fortitude where it was 200 per level up. So that way, if I go into the snow biome, I can go in there butt naked if I wanted to. I would not have to wear fur armor, which is a pain in the ass to make. You
Is
need
it?
pelt from, per se, like a beaver, anything with fur on it, basically. On the Primitive Plus, you get a little bit more, goodies. Um, However, the Primitive Plus does not include Scorched Earth, so you can't play with the dragons. Won't happen. Not to mention, you start off with no dinos either. And if you're playing on the non-Primitive Plus, and you chose the same map, it won't let you play on this one. So I'm gonna
Do
show.
you have to have an internet connection to play?
If you have it digital, uh, you better
Well,
have
just
your
asking,
account
like, say,
primary,
wait,
unless
is this a digital only game, or do they have physical copies too?
I do not know if there's a disc. I have not talked to GameStop. I bought the game during Christmas when it was on sale for I think 30 bucks, maybe 20. No, I bought it for like 50, bought it for 55 bucks during Christmas. That's included. That includes any updates that you missed out on from the past to the present. So that will also include the Scorched Earth map.
I don't think it is or physical. I think it's all digital.
I cannot tell you to be honest. If it's
I'm gonna look at it on Amazon.
for
Digital
metal
code.
for
Oh,
metal
it's all digital.
for metal weapons you need a smithy. But in order to craft metal weapons, you need iron ingots. And in order to get one iron ingot, you need 2 pieces of metal. You can either use thatch or wood for a fuel source. Till you get the industrial forge, then all you need is gasoline. In order to make gasoline, you need hide and oil. If you're playing on the Scorched Earth map, you're gonna have to go hunting for rock golems. In order to kill them, as far as I know, if we're gonna, I wouldn't suggest doing it up close, cause they can throw rocks at you, and they can also send you flying across the map. They'll pick you up and throw you. For this map, Ark and the center map, all you gotta do is basically go diving deep into the ocean, and there'll be, you won't be able to miss it because, I'll show you, the oil will kind of float streaming upwards towards the surface. It'll still be technically in a rock that you will still have to mine. Depending on the pickaxe, the more oil you would get. Uh, As of the moment, for non-primitive, the best pickaxe is metal. Now, if you go primitive, the best pickaxe is obsidian. Obsidian. This is what the miss if you're up at the surface, because it floats all the way directly to the surface. The technically oil thing. So, should you need oil? Best thing to get right here in the ocean. Now, give or take, there are a few creatures in the water, per se. The leeches, yes, did I forget to mention they have leeches on this game? Boy! Those fuckers, located in the swamps. I'm gonna do this once and once only to show
What's
you
that
what they...
big floating thing in the sky?
That is where you can upload and download characters and dinos.
Oh, okay.
That is also where you can go, instead of going to the loot crates after you loot them, because you only have a certain amount of time to add items to it, and then spawn in a boss. That thing, you can go there at a certain level and put in the items that you have to spawn in the boss. There are 3 bosses at the moment. One is called the Broodmother. Giant ass spider. Spawns in itty bitty spiders, which you can tame on Halloween. Give or take, there are, on Halloween, like RuneScape, they have holiday events. Okay? Like, Elder Scrolls? However, they will, on Halloween, they will appear as zombies. You have to kill them to get the skin to put on your dinos. Not easy to kill either, as far as what I know. I haven't researched on the zombie Rex and the zombie Spinosaurus and all that good stuff. Another thing that you can get for your T-Rex, if I pull up the survivor profile, if you get all the explorer notes and kill all 4... Take that back, there is a 4th boss. Kill all 4 bosses, you get a skin that basically looks like, makes your T-Rex look like a robot. Really badass. Now, once you tame these dinos, you have to level up. To level up, you gotta collect resources and craft things. Each saddle to ride that dino takes an Ingram. Like, say, for the Gallimimus, which is the fastest dinosaur in the game, unless you did what I did and increase wild dino speed and tame dino speed, all 4 stat, when you go into your settings and change the stats and stuff, what, that's a little bit complicated. You would understand that. Basically, you have 4 settings. You have to enter 100% or 100.0 for every one. To max out the dino speed and all that, which you need stamina for as well. Because they kind of put into the game, like real life, you need energy to fucking run to one point to another. But eventually you will get tired. Now, the game, the way I've got my settings set up is my dinos won't get tired for a good amount of distance. Non-primitive, the best structures you can get built buildings-wise is metal. Very expensive. Now, you can also grow your own food, per se, farm-wise, but you also need fertilizer, aka dino crap, or your own crap. You can use a compost bin, which they have on this game, but you also need thatch to do it with. Each fertilizer takes, to create one fertilizer, needs 50 thatch and 3 pieces of dino crap. all the same size. Each dino shits out one size. Um, so basically, anything about as big, the maximum size for dinos, for medium is, I think, the Carno. Um, Rex, anything bigger than the Carno, shits out, I believe, large feces. You need 3 of those to make that type of fertilizer. If you do not have 3 of that same feces, you cannot create fertilizer. Um, yeah, anything smaller than the raptor shits out small feces. It takes 50 real-life minutes to make fertilizer with 50 thatch. This game is a time consumer. Per se, if you're not on this game, you're per se all the time, technically, let's put it realistically. The game takes into effect that you've not been on the game, technically, and it is still going, even if you're offline. So the shitty thing is, if you're not a hardcore gamer and you play a game a lot, eventually your dinos, if you have any, will die. Because the way they got this fucking game set up, a little ridiculous, about whether you're offline or online, the game is still going. So basically, it's almost like a internet game, constantly running, even if your PS4's off. So, say you're gone for a month, your dinos will more than likely be dead, depending on how much food they eat. I'm not smart enough to do the math on how much food they eat per day. Not to mention, the food has a certain amount of time it will spoil, turn into rotten meat, or per se spoiled meat, which you use, and narco berries to create narcotics, which you use to make either tranquilizer arrows, or you can use with simple rifle bullets to make tranquilizer darts. The newest feature that they added was shocking tranquilizer darts, which you need biotoxins to craft, and simple rifle bullet, which you need in order to craft that. You need gunpowder, which you can craft by using flint and stone, and then order to make using flint and stone, you make spark powder. Then you use the spark powder with charcoal, which you get from burning wood, mainly wood, to craft gunpowder. But in order to craft gunpowder, you have to learn the engram for spark powder. The pain in the ass thing is crafting cementing paste, which you need either this thing called keratin or chitin from a scorpion, or, which is big in this game, leeches, the
How's it spelled?
triceratops. You know the chitin
C-I-T-I-N?
in Chitin,
Oh
and
yeah, I'm pretty sure that's chitin.
the horns on the triceratops and the carno, or carnosaurus, carnivore, whatever you want to call this fucker. Basically, you it drops. If you're using a pickaxe, it will not give you keratin much. You need to use a hatchet to gather its keratin. Also, pickaxe gets more meat, less hide. Hatchet gets more hide, and almost it gets meat just as good as meat, but if you need more meat, use pickaxe. If you need more hide, hatchet. This is one of the newest creatures that they added into the game. They call it a Therizinosaurus. Tongue twister if you try to say it really fast. This thing playing legitly would kill you in a matter of 60 seconds, if not 2 minutes tops. Its specialty, gathering fiber. You can also gather wood with it. Gathers quite a bit of wood. Not as much thatch, but it can still gather thatch. Best way if you don't want to kill leeches or kill dinos like that is go to a beaver hut. On the game, if you happen to come across one, be warned, once you access its inventory, the beavers, the wild ones, will try to kill you. So you need to outrun them, get out of their rendering distance, and they will stop following you. Going to that beaver hut gets you about 3 stacks of cementing paste, if not more than 3 stacks. Minimum of 3 stacks. Not to mention, it has quite a few valuables in it, like, I believe, rare flower, and occasionally rare mushroom as well. Alrighty. I will see if I can find one of the beaver huts. You already know what a beaver hut looks like in real life, I'm pretty sure. So,
Yeah, I got pictures of them.
it's kind of like that on the game, but not quite. They're still recognizable, but should you see the beavers, doesn't mean the beaver hut will be recognizable. Ouch. That fucking hurt. Alright, need to get back up there real quick. Another thing I turned up was my health regenerating. So, I will not have to worry about waiting for my health to reach in. Doing that makes me shit really fast. Should I lose health? Do not turn your health regenerating up to more than 5,000.0. You do anything more than that, you will shit your brains out constantly. I endured that to figure out what, for about a couple hours straight, mainly an hour, to figure out what was the max you could put your health regen as. Finding a beaver dam, very hard. You will find them in the swamps, but be warned, there are tons of piranhas in there and leeches. I'm going to show you what a leech looks like. However, I'm going to land my bird over here away from the swamp, because if it's not a swamp dino, those fuckers will latch onto your non-swamp dino. The pain in the ass thing is getting them off you. Right there is the Dilophosaurus. These fuckers spit at you, and you can't see for I think a minimum of 10 seconds, maybe 15 tops. So the leeches, okay? If you're not paying attention, these fuckers will get on your screen rather quick. hang on. I hate doing this. Where you at, fuckers? Oh, there's one. As you see, it is now aggroed to me. Ah, motherfucker! Now, because that fucking goddamn Dilophosaurus... Oh, crap!
With a leech? Oh my... Yeah.
Hang on. I am blinded at the moment. Okay. What that fucker does is now stuck to your screen. Capiche?
Yeah.
It is stuck there! You seeing that, right?
Yeah.
That fucker is stuck. You cannot jab him off or pull him off. So basically what you gotta do is... Good God! I'm in the redwood forest at the moment. Hang tight. I have a fireplace right over here somewhere. Well, did. Fuck it. Alright, what do I need? Structures, cooking. Long behold, I need to get thatch. So to get these fuckers off you, you need a fireplace. Or campfire. You will... Now, the next thing you would have to do is jump into it. Basically, cook yourself. Gets it off your screen, kills it in the process. I don't know why they made it like a tick, you had to burn it off, but I really hope they don't add ticks into this game, but that's the way you get it off you. Now, should an infected leech get on to you, latch onto you, and you're playing legitly, good luck, because you're gonna die from swamp fever. Swamp fever. You get it from an infected leech, in other words, sick leech attaching to your screen, or latching onto you, and you have a certain amount of time to get it off you. If you do not get it off you afterwards, you will still have swamp fever. In order to cure it, you need a lesser antidote. In order to craft a lesser antidote, you need narcotics, which you craft from using spoiled meat. In order to craft one narcotics, you need a pedestal and mortar. In order to craft that, you need stone and wood, and I believe thatch, if not fiber. In order to craft one narcotic, you need 5 narco berry and 1 spoiled meat. In order to get yourself cured, you need, I believe, 1 of those, 30 rare flour, 30 rare mushrooms. Rare flowers you get from mainly using a dino, per se, like the Therizinosaurus. Anything that's a herbivore that eats berries will collect berries. You have a slim chance, unless you turn your rates up, like I did, to getting rare flower with a dino. Without a dino, very, very slim chance. Oh crap. If you are out and about In the Redwood Forest, on this game, you are going to encounter a shit ton of Carnos, Rexes, Titan Boas. Titan Boas, very big snake. Don't they don't wrap onto you, they bite you. They're poisonous. Certain amount of bites will knock you out, and you will have to watch yourself unless you wake up, die. Because that each poison gives you torpor. When you reach them,
What?
Titan Boas, poison, like the Dilophosaurus.
What's torpor or whatever?
That's when you get bit by a poisonous animal. Narcotic. So torpor is how much it takes for you to be knocked out. Once that torpor reaches 200 for you, you get knocked out. Keep in mind that if you're on a PvP server and another player gets a tranquilizer arrow or a long neck rifle with a tranquilizer dart, if you're wearing armor, it will knock you unconscious. However, if you're not wearing armor, it will kill you, depending on how much health you have. Now the fun part is finding my dino. But in order to do that, I'm gonna do a little cheat. Did I mention there are console commands on this game for PS4?
Yeah, I heard you guys talking about it in a previous party.
Alrighty, so what I did was I entered the console command fly. Basically, FLY. Fly. Just like it is. So I'm basically hovering at the moment. Can't walk through anything solid, or go through any solid at the moment, but I can stay out of danger, basically. However, the shitty thing is, unless I get on a dino, saddle-wise, I can't eat or drink water. Or if I go into the water source, like an ocean, it disables the fly. So you have two options. Go on a water source like ocean or swamp, or get on a dino with the saddle. That's how you disable fly.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if it shows you my menu at the moment, but you can create folders for each thing, for attachments, help organize your inventory.
It shows me your menus, but since you're broadcasting, I hear about it like 5 to 10 seconds after you talk about it, so.
Alrighty. Another thing they added into the game was well, it's been in the game, is called a transponder and tracking node. These things help you keep track of players and dinos, wild and untamed. If you knock out another player and you want to track him back to his base or something on public world, knock him out and put a transponder on him. Unless a teammate of his destroys it off of him, you can truck him back to wherever he goes.
That's kind of a dirty. I'm gonna track you back to your base and steal all your stuff.
That's why, be extremely careful if you choose public server, because if they put one of these on you, which not very many players have this because it's very expensive, if they put one of these on you, you'll not be able to hide from them. You can I have not figured out how you change frequencies on this, but the auto hide thing is now working, and I'm broadcasting. It does not show. So, hold up. Use strange energy from the 3 obelisks. Triangulate all transponder nodes on the specified specified frequency. I do not know how to change frequencies for these yet.
Oh. Yeah, I wouldn't know either.
I kind of looked into it on Ark Wiki, but wasn't really helpful. So the last resort is I'm gonna look on YouTube. More than likely, it'll be some kind of mod that someone's using. Alright, I need to craft a torch, which is in the melee. Torches are basically a light source for handheld. You can equip your guns with flashlights for night, but if you're using a long neck rifle with tranquilizer darts, it will and you equip the tranquilizer darts to your long neck, it will remove the attachment. So unless you have multiple rifles, long neck rifles, I would not suggest putting an attachment on it, because otherwise you'll have to switch back and forth with the ammo. Keep in mind, the more you fire your gun, the more damage it's going to take. Eventually you will have to repair it. Like all items, unless it's a canteen, which you use water from, will degrade over time after using it. Except for the transponder, and the GPS. These are essential. Those things cannot be destroyed unless you drop them and then they decompose over time. Technically, game's way of cleaning up shit, should you not pick it up. Alrighty, now to get focused on finding my bird. Where is that fucking torch? They do have a filter if you can't find something in your inventory. Which kind of will help. Primitive. Melee. It's already in my quick slot. Alright. This lights up a fairly good amount of area, but not guaranteed. For a permanent light source. This even degrades over time.
Oh, I'm sure there's probably a lot of stuff that degrades.
This
okay,
is probably
I'll pet the weenie.
This is probably the easiest thing you can craft. You do not have to learn an engram for this. It is considered a starting thing for light source. So all you have to do is gather resources for it.
Petting your weenie.
Nope, that's not it. Haven't gotten a notification that it was killed, so it's here somewhere. Hello, HB. He doesn't stick around very long.
Uh-oh.
He pops in and then leaves. He plays GTA majority of the time.
Okay. I bet it. Oh. No, it likes me. It.
Somewhere
Now it's
in
back on
this...
its bed. This cave is hella dark.
Yeah.
Can't see anything in this cave. Oh no, I'm talking about Pokemon. Latch.
They have bears on this game, but they're called dire bears. Wolves too, but the more of mythological, wolf called the dire wolf. Um, the, wolf you do not need a saddle for. Bear you do.
Trying to get my Squirtle leveled up. I'm kind of low.
I didn't land it very far into the fucking woods.
Lost your bird?
Yeah, that's the thing. If you don't have a transponder on it, you can easily lose it. But if you get close enough to it, you can whistle for it and it will come right to you.
You're looking at me like I'm a crazy person. Well, that was the look I got from you, so.
Ooh, found one of the
Did you say
artifacts.
who? Oh, you said who. Gosh, now I can't see the TV very good.
Which also gives me double XP. Excuse me.
Gonna try to rip my head off via headset again?
Who?
Oh, yesterday Haley got up and she thought she cleared my headset cord and she didn't. And she twisted on my head pretty good.
Alrighty, I'm gonna cut the game broadcast right there for a few minutes.